All right, hello, Idiots on Parade, the Too Ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. That is Jake Vevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City. And listeners and viewers, we have a big announcement for you. Jake knows what it is, but I bet he's forgotten. So I will remind him, something we talked about months ago. Forever now, Jake and I have been paying an annual fee to keep all our old episodes in storage so that you could listen to them whenever you want. And we a couple months ago said this is kind of stupid. Who's going to want to go back and listen to us make fun of the news from 7 yeyears ago?
Yeah, current event shit doesn't work 7 years ago.
Yeah. So we decided to cancel the membership, the yearly fee, and that comes due in a week. So you have 1 week to go listen to all our old episodes. I think that we'll still have a couple hundred out there. We're just going back to like the first few hundred that are just going to go away. I don't know what the limit is, but we're doing this for two reasons. One, what I just said, and two, I mean, cancel culture. Jake, I don't know if you remember this, but that time that I said I was going to take a nap, and when I woke up, I was going to go DEFCON 3 on the Eskimos. I mean, that's going to get me canceled because I said Eskimo instead of Inuit. I mean,
That's true.
I will still go DEFCON 3 on those nose-kissing igloo dwellers, but I should not have used a slur. But back then, Eskimo was fine. Now it's not. You know, we're covering our tracks. One, it makes no sense to keep old episodes around, and two, you know, we both said Eskimo. I'm not going to take.
They prefer Inuit, and you dead named 7 of them after you said you'd go DEFCON on them.
I named them
DEFCON.
Personally, who I was going to go DEFCON 3 on.
Yeah, they're old names.
Yes, dead named. I dead named the Inuit.
Yeah.
All right. So
in fact, Eskimo, I think, is dead naming the entire Inuit.
It is, yes. So if anybody wants to cancel us, you got about a week to go dig up really, really old episodes. There is one episode, and I will tell you if you are interested who said this, if you don't remember, off air. I won't repeat the person's name on air because no reason to. We had a guest on, and they were talking about getting a ticket, and they said, well, I had to hire a Jew lawyer. And I immediately went, well, that's not good. He shouldn't have said that. But I just let it go. But I remember very clearly thinking he might not want to use that as a descriptor. So if you can find that episode, listeners, you can cancel the person who said that.
Man, they're going to get me dead to rights on this ticket. There's no way a Gentile lawyer's getting me off.
No kidding. All right, so that's the big announcement. Let's jump into some news, shall we, Jake?
Cool, let's do it.
That's my email. I want to close that because let's open with tragedy, shall we? This is depressing. Jake, it broke my heart. Lauren Bobert is getting divorced, and this after she said that if anybody has a marriage in trouble, all they need to do is find Jesus better than they already have. She gave a speech at a church saying, is your marriage in trouble? Well, ladies, you just need to submit to Jesus because that helps your marriage. Well, it didn't help hers.
It's too bad, man. I heard she's a Buddhist now. She's a single Buddhist. She's a pansexual. She's really turned a new corner. She's voting for left-leaning stuff.
I don't have any information on this, but it was trending on Twitter that she's dating like a televangelist, one of some sort of idiot preacher that I can save you, send me money.
Dude, that rocks. Anytime one of those people gets divorced, look, man, I don't like to divorce shame people. Hey, man, whatever's going on in your life. But like, if you're going to get divorced, you're going to be one of these right-wing people who's always like on social stuff. You got to shut the fuck up about the sanctity of marriage for at least 7 months. That should be like a federal rule, I feel.
Yeah. Now I don't know if you noticed.
I'm still listening. Jake. I'm going to fix the lighting on me because I thought I had lighting on me, but I don't.
I don't know if you noticed this, Jake, but I don't even, like you said, I don't care about her divorce. That's her personal life. It is funny that she pushes her own social agenda and talks about the family values and then doesn't hold it together. But my favorite thing about this article, did you see who was, I guess, not tagged in it, but the journalistic version of tagging someone so that people find what they're looking for? That's what popped at me and made me laugh.
I didn't notice that. No.
All right. So the headline is I mean, Lauren Bobert once told women in rocky marriages that they just need to start chasing Jesus to solve their marital issues. Now she's getting divorced. Below
Well,
that is below
go ahead.
that is written by Cheryl Tay, and then below that the tag is featured in this article. Lauren Bobert, American politician, Jesus, central figure of Christianity. They tagged Jesus.
There you go.
In the post. So that made me laugh.
2023, man. You gotta remind these Zennials who the hell that guy was, you know?
Apparently so. But like in this article, Lauren Bobert, politician, and Jesus.
Well, even her comment.
I love journalism. Go ahead. Sorry.
Lauren Bobert once told women in rocky marriages that they just need to start chasing Jesus.
I watched the clip of her
you're never
saying
going to catch him, you know?
No, that's, yeah.
You know?
Well, all he has to do is find a pond, and then he just like skedaddles across that, and you know, you can't swim as fast as someone can run.
He leads you to a lake, and you're never going to fucking get him.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's going to lead you to one. Make sure there's no pontoon boats around. He's a crafty devil, this Jesus.
I do wish this article had the clip is in the article of her telling women to chase Jesus. I do wish this article had an update talking about it doesn't. The preacher she's dating. It'd be awesome if it was someone like Joel Osteen, but it's a cool preacher actually. The picture I saw, if it is true, he's got cool rock star hair, kind of like a younger David Koresh. So like curly locks. So good for her. She's dating a rock star preacher.
That's good, man, because she is probably the hottest member of Congress. I gotta say, I don't line up with her politically, but goddamn, do I love a hot mess.
I think
love the
AOC
Lauren Bobert single.
I think AOC is hotter. Although AOC's voice is once AOC starts talking, she has that high nasal whine.
It's definitely a toss up for sure, man. You know. Those are the top two.
We're going to need to delete this podcast because we're going to get canceled for talking about the hotness of political women. Like they don't talk about their stances. They're two men talking about how attractive they are.
Representatives gone wild. Lauren Bobert, single and ready to mingle with televangelists.
Okay. Oh, Jake, we should have opened with this story. Are you okay, Jake? Are you safe? Are you okay?
Probably not.
I mean, there was the big, massive 2-hour car chase through New York involving Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Catastrophic, near catastrophic. You could have been affected. I was worried about you the entire time, thinking that who knows what the paparazzi or the Markle's driver could have crashed into. Until 5 minutes later when everyone came out and said, no, they're full of shit. This never happened.
Yeah, I mean, until they came out and said they're full of shit, this doesn't have that entire 2 hours. I was sitting there with a candle, listening to Elton John, just praying for the safety of the prince and his princess. I guess I don't know.
Is she a princess officially, or did they read? I don't know. Can you marry?
Well, she's a goddamn liar. I know that from reading the next article.
Oh wait. I don't even. Is he a prince? Because it says the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Oh yeah, I don't follow all that.
Neither do I.
Harry Potter nonsense.
Neither do I.
I mean, man, I would know if I was dumb enough to actually watch their Netflix special, like the rest of you idiots out there.
It's just, I mean, how do you? Okay. Oh, I just answered my own question in my head. I was about to ask, how do you lie about something like this in 2023, where all the paparazzi are going to have pictures and photos and video? The police said there was paparazzi, but they just sort of did what they do, which is be annoying. They got in the car and drove, and the paparazzi were like, ooh, we're driving. It wasn't a Princess Diana. And by the way, I put that in like, did you learn nothing from that? Like, if there really was a chase, do you think the best thing to do is to take off and gun it and try and outrun them? Because I think we showed that, bad shit happens when that drives. But either way, my question was going to be, how do you lie about something like this in 2023? And as I was asking it, I remembered, oh yeah, January 6th. We all watched January 6th happen. And then within hours, it was, oh, it's Antifa. It was Antifa, FBI plans.
Yeah, but no, the answer is you can continue to lie about it, just not very well. most of the people who they claimed was Antifa are in fucking jail right now. So like, and you know,
but
this
dumb
lady's
people
being
will
called
still
out for being
believe
a
it if
liar.
you lie. If you continue to lie, dumb people will always believe you.
Yeah, but the margins shrink every single bit of camera footage that comes out. Because the thing is like, especially in New York City, there's cameras everywhere, man. I not even just like government stuff at
Traffic cams,
stoplights.
people. You think anybody with a cell phone would have gone?
Everybody
What's
with a
that?
cell phone, but security cams for businesses right there.
Yeah.
You know, you have an endless supply of those. If it's like an investigation, you know, they can get those, and most people will turn them over willingly. I don't even think they need a warrant most of the time, you know. But yeah, the thing is like you knew it was a lie immediately because you know them, you know, like you just you know them.
That's what they do. They lie.
Yeah, and B, you know that the paparazzi aren't going to get that aggressive with chasing them for you know, two reasons. A, all this stuff is fucking recorded now. B, they got such bad backlash last time this happened, you know, with Princess Diana.
They did get bad backlash, but nothing really changed. I mean, the invasion of personal privacy stayed. The aggressiveness may have changed a little, but
the aggressiveness may have changed. But C, the third reason that you know this is bullshit, they don't really need to pursue you that hard anymore because they've already got like 8 episodes of you on Netflix. The need for people to be like, I need to see a picture of this person. Like, or I could get on Netflix and see a camera with high def right up in their fucking faces for 8 hours while they're talking. You know, I mean, so it's a different kind of thing. You have more access to celebrities now, so the person who chases a celebrity down for a photo, it's not worth getting in a wreck for that person anymore. You know, it's just not. I could, you know, I can get on their Twitter, their Instagram, whatever, and see all this stuff. So why the fuck do I need to hire a man to drive like John Wick to try to get a fucking blurry snapshot of them in a car? It just doesn't make sense in 2023.
You just reminded me of this, and I'm going sideways a little bit. I was scrolling through TikTok because I got that kind of time on my hands, and I'm a young kid, and you know we're into TikTok, we young kids. Sure. I knew what it was a split second before the reveal. It took me a second to figure out, but it was a shot of, I believe, New York, and there were just throngs of people everywhere, and it was from inside a car and showing a doorway. And then the door opened and Taylor Swift walked out and into the car, and all these people went nuts, like, oh my God, Taylor. And I'll say right up front, I'm a Swiftie. I listen to the shit out of Taylor Swift. I love her.
Sure.
But to take it to that next level, like you say, getting the snapshot, the popper, who needs that? With all the Taylor Swift out there, who needs to go stand outside her door? And there were at least 100 people, 50 on each side, more than that possibly, just to watch her walk into her car. Like, what does that do for you?
I think you
do not understand the mindset.
Yeah, you either got to do less and do like you're doing, where it's like, well, yeah, I have the albums and there's like Instagram and stuff like that. So, or do one more like I do and masturbate in the bushes right outside her Long Island mansion at 2 a.m. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do one of those. You got to go one of those ways.
I mean, because just to stand there to see her, you just killed either your day off or you burned a sick day or whatever you did. You could have done something productive.
Just download all our albums on Spotify or masturbate in the bushes after jumping a fence in her next to her mansion. That's the only 2 ways to go with that. That's the only 2 things that make sense in 2023.
I apologize for what I'm about to do because we don't do bits on here, but you just reminded me of an old joke of mine. Do you remember the fappening?
No.
That was when all the celebrity phones got hacked and all the female who had naked pictures on the phone, it got put out on Reddit and shit. It was called the fappening.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
I just, when you said masturbate outside her, you just reminded me of Jennifer Lawrence gave a quote that said, if you looked at the naked pictures of me, you should cower in fear. And I just remember hearing that quote and my joke was, sweetie, I'm married. I cower in fear when I masturbate already. Ooh, is that the garage door? Is someone home? Just like, you could do whatever you want. I don't know why you made me think of that. Maybe just because you said masturbate and we're talking celebrities, but But either way,
I'd be pissed if someone leaked my nudes
absolutely.
too. You know, if it wasn't something I put out, I'd be
fucking outrageous.
Furious.
It is.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying she's wrong to do it. You just reminded me of that joke. But
yeah.
Either way, I don't know that I could masturbate to pictures of Meghan Markle just because she would be too annoying. So
I think Meghan Markle would leak her own and then claim it was done by the royal family as part of some plot.
Either way, now we've compared the hotness of our political leaders, and I said I would not masturbate to Meghan Markle. This is the episode we get canceled for reducing women to sexual appearance as opposed to.
I wouldn't masturbate to Prince Harry either. Ha! You can't come at me.
Take that, sexists. All right.
That's right. Or wait, I dead named him Harry.
Yes, he's the Duke Harry, not Prince. He's the Duke.
But if you renounce all your fucking titles, pretty sure you're not a Duke either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought he walked away from everything because he was crying that he had to live in Tyler Perry's mansion instead of a royal mansion for a while. He was like, "Oh, we've lost all our security. Thank you, Tyler Perry, for putting us up in your mansion." Because
the people I disowned aren't paying a fucking massive security bill to hire armed guards around me at all times. Yeah, but yeah, that's
using British tax dollars to protect us.
Yeah, like they shouldn't have been doing that even if you were in the royal family, you spoiled prick.
Yep. All right, here's an interesting one, Jake. I want to tread lightly here because I'm not making fun. I'm confused is what it is. A transgender girl misses her high school graduation after Mississippi judge denies emergency plea, so it was an emergency, to permit her to go in a dress and heels. So we're dealing someone that was born biologically male.
Okay.
What's that?
All right. Yeah. Go ahead. I missed this article.
So born biologically male was in the wrong body, is transitioning to female. All good. I guess the reason I pulled this article up is when I graduated from high school, they said very clearly, boys have to wear pants and a shirt and a tie. Jake, do you know what I wore to my high school graduation?
Huh.
Shorts and no shirt. You know why? Because I had a fucking robe on. And that's what this is about. It's like they're talking about what she cannot wear under her robe. Are they fucking doing robe checks now? Are they like, hey, open your robe up? Or are they doing upskirt checking? Because there was a very clear dress code at my graduation, and I ignored the shit out of it because it was outside in June or July, and I was hot. And I remember I walked up and someone took a picture of me and they're like, how dare he break dress? Fucking wear what you want. I think part of the problem is this generation's capitulation to authority. The idea that either she was trying to, quote, raise trouble by, making the request. Just fucking do it. Just wear what you want to wear.
Yeah.
And be done with it.
Move. Yeah. I do see the side where it's like, well, they should let me do it because it's fucking bullshit. Like I shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I agree.
Around
that she
like
be able to wear what she wants.
My shoes are
it's a bullshit
like a concealed fucking paraphernalia of some kind. But yeah, that said, I doubt anyone would have raised a stink about it. But then again, who the fuck knows, man? Like a lot of these states are getting crazy with the anti-trans stuff. So
yeah, it is Mississippi, which is why they probably I don't know, maybe because they know she's trans, they would have stopped her and specifically checked her. But I don't know, there's weird, the complaint describes a phone conversation between Samantha Brown, who is someone in the district who, quote, is still a boy, therefore he needs to wear pants and socks and shoes like a boy. The idea that you make any of these kids uncomfortable, girls should not have to wear high heels to begin with. Fucking let them wear tennis shoes, because to walk fucking down the aisle and all that shit in high heels to get a diploma, let people wear whatever the fuck they want. I do not understand the hang up over clothes. I
hope they're strict anti-trans rules in the regulation book also ties to like Mississippi clothes. Like if you were born a boy, all right, no cutoff days at Duke's. All right, no cutoff. You have full length jeans. All right, I better see long legs on them jeans or wide baggy legs like shorts. Cargo shorts, whatever. Oh, that's another thing. Shorts got to have big old cargo pockets on them. That's right. None of those tight little shorts. It ain't happening.
Nope.
Also, if you're going to wear a Confederate flag shirt, you got to have the whole thing. You don't tie it off like a bra. You don't do it.
If you're wearing jean shorts, you cannot have pockets sticking out underneath the leg, the bottom of the short.
That's right. Your shorts must come past the pockets. It's in the Bible. No Daisy Dukes.
All right, Jake, next story. This one made me angry. I'm not going to lie. This one made me angry. Last week or 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, we talked about how Miller Lite could capitalize on the Bud Light fiasco. Well, apparently they didn't listen before we did the podcast, because this is 2 months old, but it's only resurfacing. But still, if they had a time machine, they should have gone forward in time, listened to us, and then gone back to their time and not made this ad. Women drinking beer, clothed. Why are right wingers melting down over Miller Lite? Apparently, in Women's History Month, which I don't know what month it is. Is it March? Apparently, in March, Miller released a ad. And again, as we've said a million times, beer companies just want money. They want women to drink beer. They want men to drink beer. So they released an ad aimed at women. And now people are losing their fucking mind for no goddamn reason. The ad is, here's what I find offensive about the ad. It's boring and stupid. It's not funny. It's supposed to be comedic, but it's not funny. It takes a poop joke and then beats it into the fucking ground.
Yeah, I mean, anybody. Oh, it's got a lot of Glazer in it, though. That's cool. But yeah, anybody who thinks that, like, Bud Light going back on what they were doing with, we're super pro trans. Oh, wait, you guys aren't buying the beer anymore? Fuck that. It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Like they just proved what I said immediately. I was like, they don't give a shit about, if you think they're pro trans because they're slapping a rainbow on their can in 2023, you're fucking wrong. They would have done it decades ago if they actually gave a shit about LGBTQ people. It's just they kind of, like, saw the way the winds were blowing and were like, hey, we might be able to jump on, and get this as a marketing tool, and then it backfired. So they're going the other way. That said, I'm thinking, part of me is like, well, maybe these companies should just try to advertise how good their beer is. But then I remember how their beer tastes, and I'm like, no, they should just stick to this political shit. I think they should dig in harder, right? I think I was going to say that.
I was waiting for you, because I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say I had a question, but then I answered it myself. They could not promote the quality because they don't have it.
They can't. And all the American beer companies, for one thing, they all fucking taste the same. So, it's like flipping a goddamn coin with these things. So you might as well just, a lot of these have like parent companies, so every parent company needs to have like a left-wing beer that's super pro-trans, a right-wing beer that's super pro-Jesus or whatever. And then even have like little brands where it's like, Michelob Ultralight. What the fuck happened to Tower 7? He's just like Heineken. Unlike Michelob Ultralight, we don't even think 9/11 was real. And just you have them keep going. It's the earth is flat like the top of this can, PBR. Like, just keep going. Just have a beer for every stupid little political leaning that you want to fucking do, because the beer is terrible. And like back in the day, people would drink the bad domestic beer because that's kind of what there was there.
That's all there was. Out there. Hams and PBR existed for decades off there being no choice.
Yeah. Now, and I remember growing up, you could get like good craft beer and fancy beers and like foreign beers that were pretty good, but you had to like seek them out.
Yeah.
They weren't like in the fucking gas station. You had to go to, like, in Iowa City, Iowa, John's. Like they were known for that. Like, Dirty you had John's. To go to John's if you wanted the good fancy beer. There might have been a couple others sprinkled in there, but like for the most part, that was it. You had to seek it out. They didn't have White Claws. That's another thing, is like, you don't have to have stuff that tastes like beer anymore to basically have quote unquote a beer. You can have which more or less a vodka soda with a little bit of flavoring in it, which is the way the younger generation is doing it for the most part. Like, that shit is kicking beer right in the fucking mouth because beer's so much of an acquired taste that they're like, hey, White Claws already taste kind of good, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Rum
go with
chata
this.
exploded because it's like drinking a soda, from what I
Yeah.
understand. It's like rum without the slight bit. It's basically sugar rum.
Yeah. So now that they have all these different carbonated beverages, domestic beer is arguably the worst kind. So you might as well pander to people's political beliefs, might as well do that.
You can't stand on merit because, like, I mean, I honestly, they used to have the Pepsi challenge. Younger generations might not know this, but you do a blind taste test of Coke and Pepsi, and you choose whatever you liked best. If they sat down with a Coors Light, Miller Light, Bud Light taste test, Busch Light, I doubt anybody could tell marginal differences between those piss waters.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty wild, man. So just go crazy if you're a beer company. At first I was thinking you should go the other way, but then I thought about it. I'm like, no.
But you can't.
You should not at all rely on your flavor because that's the worst fucking thing you can do now. So just go nuts,
You know what's funny about this article is the first one we talked about, the Lauren Bobert, where in this article, Lauren Bobert and Jesus, as you pointed out, Ileana Glazer of Broad City is in the ad. It's about Miller Lite. And then it says in this article, Dylan Mulvaney, American actor and comedian. So she doesn't even get credit for being in the article about her and her commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild how hard Bud Light went the other way on that one, and they just showed how disingenuous they are about literally everything they say at this point. Because if you go that hard for a social cause, and then
well, to be fair, they didn't go hard. They literally said, and it could all be a lie, it could all be this executive has to fall on the sword, but she was trying to branch out and just sent a 6-pack to Dylan Mulvaney. They did not like do a whole advertising campaign and put up Dylan Mulvaney billboards and ads. The executive wanted to get on Dylan Mulvaney's 10 million strong TikTok page, which worked, but then backfired. So again, I don't why the rednecks give a fuck makes no sense to me. It was not you give it to Dylan. She puts it on her TikTok page. The kids you say that are drinking White Claws might go, ooh, well, good for Bud Light. And the rednecks can just fucking ignore it. And that's what should have happened is the rednecks ignore it. So they get sales from their dumb rednecks and the new kids. But for some reason, people had to lose their goddamn mind.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say I didn't think I ever saw any of those ads. That makes sense.
Because they didn't exist. There's a fucking picture. Dylan or there was a screenshot of Dylan happy, like, oh, look at what Bud Light sent me. And fucking everyone lost their mind. Wasn't even an advertising. So it's not like they even backtracked. The first thing they said was that this wasn't an advertising campaign. We sent Dylan beer. And now they're backtracking like, fuck Dylan Mulvaney. Like, it's absurd.
That's pretty wild, man. Yeah. I mean, either way, it just kind of shows that like they're just kind of doing things to sell beer and attaching it to whatever the fuck they feel like is going to sell beer. Anybody who believed that they had any actual social agendas is dumber than the people that believe that the paparazzi tried to kill the Jesse Smollett of paparazzi chases, Harry and Meghan.
I love that reference. The Jussie Smollett version of paparazzi with Meghan and Harry bringing up a crisis. All right, final story. Jake, we've talked about her in the past. Poor Britney Spears. There's another documentary out about her. This is my favorite. Let's check the top. I just want to, now that I'm looking at it, in this article, Britney Spears and Jamie Spears, father of Britney Spears. Okay, good. Now we know who's in the article. So I shouldn't have scrolled because there we go. My favorite thing about this, let's read the headline. Britney Spears drinks coffee and energy drinks, quote, by the gallons so she can stay awake for days at a time and has a constant fear. This headline has constant and fear in separate quotes of being reinstitutionalized, according to a new TMZ documentary. And then you scroll down just a few paragraphs in. The documentary focuses on the singer's life after she was released from her 13-year conservatorship in November 2021, but has also drawn criticism from fans for not including any firsthand accounts from those that know her personally.
That's pretty awesome.
I mean,
so it's just an hour and a half of a camera getting in somebody's face and them going, here's what the fuck I heard. You know, like, what do you, that's not a documentary.
No, it's all speculation.
Wow.
It is literally a documentary that is, well, I think, or I heard, did you hear? I mean, it's fiction. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hilarious and sad.
The name of the documentary is Third Hand Spears. Third Hand Spears accounts. No one has.
There's got to be a way to
rope
this into the Harry and Meghan thing. This is a documentary of their. This is like a documentary of their car chase. Is the best I can do off the top of my head.
See, this is somebody a paparazzi might actually crash a car to get a picture of. You know what I mean? She's pretty out.
You don't need to, because have you seen her Instagram?
That's true. She's all over there. Yeah,
I mean, they're loopy. I have watched a couple of her videos, and she's not all there. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say, for somebody who lives in constant fear of a conservatorship, she's not trying really hard to see that mentally sound. I mean, maybe here's a thought. Maybe instead of staying up for days and getting all sleep deppy and then jumping on the gram, maybe you get a good night's sleep. You drink the energy drink and the coffee in the morning, and you think about, how can I look sane today? You know, like that's the fucking move there.
But
I love how they put, she drinks the coffee and energy drink to stay up on days on end. And we're supposed to believe, like, oh yeah, that's what keeps you up for days. Monster. Like, hey, I like Monster. It's great to wake up. I'm drinking one right now. I'm not staying up for 2 days on it. I'm doing other stuff when I do that, you know?
If you got it. Yeah. You need a stronger stimulant.
Right.
I guess to me, and I'm repeating myself from an old episode, when it comes to her sanity, everyone was screaming free Britney. The thing I always go back to is the fact that she called 911 to complain about the conservatorship. It is like, hello, 911, what's your emergency? Yeah, my dad is in control of my finances. Okay. Like, that just shows that maybe she should be in a conservatorship, because she's not all there. If you think calling 911 is how you get out of a legal problem, that was not a wise move.
I think it was just like an act of desperation to try to get. I don't think that's necessarily even a bad move, man. I think that's.
I think she just doesn't know any better.
Well, and look, man, if she's been in it for over a decade, what the fuck else are you going to do at that point? You know what I mean? Like, it's a good way to, at least, maybe if you call 911, people show up, there at least has to be some kind of like, what the fuck happened here?
A record, yeah.
And maybe it gets before somebody who's like, yeah, why the fuck is she locked up in there? You know, I mean, why are you controlling her finances after over a decade? So I don't even necessarily think that's a bad move, man.
All right, well, fair enough. I can hear that side of it, I guess.
I mean, if you've tried other shit, you know, and nothing else is working, maybe just throw a Hail Mary pass, see if this works.
Yeah. And if
I can't hire my own lawyer because he's in charge of the fucking money.
I'm paying my own lawyer, who is my dad is paying my lawyer, who's supposed to be fighting for me, but exactly.
Right. I'll go with the public defender. Fuck it.
Yeah. The guy that got C's in college. That's why he's not a part of a law firm.
You see that, Harry and Meghan? This is what a really controlling family does, huh? They lock you in the tower for a decade and a half and make you fucking sing songs from the late 90s, early 2000s. Did they ever do that to you, Harry? No, because they were decent. Well, not decent people, but they weren't as bad as Britney Spears' dad.
They questioned what the baby would look like. They are monsters.
No, hang on. Yeah, no. Hey, Britney Spears' dad denies ever asking what color the children would be. He's not that bad. He's not. He's a dick. He'll lock her up for 17 years. He's not an animal.
He's not a horrible person. All right.
Yep.
Well, as we said at the top of this, go search up some old episodes to cancel us. You can find Jake on all the social medias at Jake Vevra. You can find me at nathantimmel.com. And we didn't really get any comments this week that were worth pointing out. So we'll just say thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
# free Harry and Meghan.